Welcome, everybody. Yes. What's up, people? Welcome back to TJ Warren TV for the 35th episode of the American Idiot Show. It is Friday. Thank goodness. Another week has gone by. And
oh no! We suck again!
We are not good. Arsenal are not good right now. And we will get into that and more. But first, let's introduce our guests. First up, we've been trying to get this guy, I think, for like 6 months now. I'm pretty sure.
Easily 6 months.
We got John Sinclair from John Sinclair TV. Big up, John Sinclair TV. It is the resident Newcastle fan to preview the Arsenal-Newcastle game this weekend. How are you, John?
Big up to TJ, Oregon, and Jacob. Thank you very much for having us on. It's been a while, but at the end of the day, I think it's fantastic to have us on. Thank you very much indeed. And you've got a fantastic channel going on at the minute, and slowly get some subscribers, and let's hope you get some more.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. Thank you. And then my co-panelist on the soon-to-be second hottest show to this one. Second hottest show on YouTube, American Waffle. You can catch us over on Staffy TV on Monday nights. Welcome to the show for the first time, Jacob from United Spurs of America. This is painful for me. Hi, Jacob. How are you?
Hey, TJ. How you doing? Hey. Big up. No, thanks for having me. Big up. A lot of people may or may not know, but TJ and I have a fun time playing the PlayStation EAFC. For what it's worth, I taught him how to be James Madison. He's strayed away from being Martin Odegaard, and honestly, I love to see the transformation because he's become one hell of a player. So good. Big up to TJ for evolving and becoming the best cam in the league right now. So big up.
Division one. That's all I'm going to say. Me and Jacob, Division One on by ourselves. Just saying. Not a big deal. And to my co-host, Oregon Gooner Dow.
What's up, buddy?
You good?
I'm doing excellent. Happy Friday, guys.
Dude,
great to have John and Jacob on. I didn't realize you were just such the commanding midfielder in FC24, TJ. I'm going to have to pay more attention to your guys' streams. Seeing that you're like this dominant midfielder now, so.
It's easy to ping balls over the top. It's easy to ping balls over the top to Jacob because he's basically a human cheat code. He doesn't have any passing stats, so don't expect him to pass. But I have 22
I got
goals.
2 assists last night. Don't be sleeping on my passing game. I got 2 assists last night.
I have 22 goals. We've been playing for a month, right? I have 22 goals and 120 assists. It's so stupid.
Are they all long balls? Are you like TJ Allardyce out there or something?
Yeah. Ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. And our late arrival, the smartest guy, well, at least in this channel. Hey, Connor, what's up, man? You good?
Big up, Connor.
Cheers. Big up, John and Jacob. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Big up.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so we are going to start with our honored guests. Our guests here are we usually run about an hour and 15. Our guys got to shoot off. Jacob, I know he has his show, and they can catch him over on Hugh Sam's channel 2 hours after this one. Jacob's all over the place, and then we got John. John has to shoot off at the top of the hour as well. So we're going to go ahead and get into Arsenal Newcastle. We're going to start off there first. I'm just going to ask John. John, how are you feeling about this game? Arsenal coming to St. James Park, not exactly on the greatest of form after absolutely bombing out of the Carabao Cup, and you guys had a way better did. How are you feeling about it?
On the Man U game, we were fantastic. I was there at the match. I've done my vlogs. Do check out my match vlog as well. It's out there. It's flying at the minute. I've got 5,000 views, 113 new subscribers as well. So check it out as well. Listen, right, I'm into the match. I've always said we'll beat this Man United team. This is the worst Man United team I've seen in my life. Seriously, man. And I'm not being funny, right? But I watched them, right? It's like watching them on Wednesday night. It's like watching Stoke. When Tony Pulis used to manage Stoke, They just played like Stoke City, hoofing that ball up as well, right? And don't forget, we had 6 left backs, 6 fullbacks in the squad, right? 6 fullbacks in the squad, right? Because we have injuries. Isak was out, Botman is out, Murphy is out, and Eddie had to play a patched up team. When you got players like Matt and Paul Dummett, Matt Ritchie, right, Jamal Lascelles, and also Sean Longstaff, all those players used to play on the Steve Bruce, right? And let's be real, right? And the one thing I'm going to say, right, they were bang average, right? But under Eddie Howe, what he's done to that team is unbelievable. They look fitter, they look quicker, sharper. Eddie believes players playing adaptable. He's playing players in different positions, right? And you know what? Those players, to a man, were fantastic on Wednesday night. Let's be real, right? I mean, if you look at it, Timo Livramento, right? That's the second game in 2 years, right? Look at the first goal again, right? He ran 60 yards to the ball, took out Gordon, played to Miggy, and Miggy guided in the back of the net. That guy was absolutely fantastic. I mean, Lewis Hall, first goal for the club, right? Joe Willock came back from a long-term injury, right? Scored a fantastic goal, yeah? And we could have got 6 or 7 that night. Man United are poor. And I'm going to be real, right? Ten Hag has got a big problem there. He's got a massive problem. Yeah, I still think he's the right man, but I think the players have got a lot to answer for, because at the end of the day, they're on hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. And they'll throw the managers under the bus. They'll throw Jose Mourinho under the bus. Ole under the bus. Now, Van Gaal under the bus. And now they're going to throw this guy under the bus. Yeah? To me, they don't care. They don't want to play for the manager. Yeah? If you don't want to play for the club, get out. That's not my problem. But on to Newcastle. I think, right, going in against Arsenal, right, it's going to be tough because Arsenal are a decent side. But for me, right, I think Newcastle got a good chance. If you play like you did on Wednesday night, then I think we've got a great chance of getting something out of the game. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but get something out of the game. If we don't get beat, I'll be over the moon, because Arsenal are cracking side at this moment in time. But if you score the first goal with the crowd behind us, I think we win the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised at that either. I just think we, especially lately, we've been putting our head down really, really quickly after that first goal, especially with a certain Aaron Ramsdale in net. I'm not pulling punches anymore. I'm Ramsdale out, but I've made that extremely clear. But yeah, no, I completely agree with you. St. James Park, we were able to go out there last season and get a W, which I think was really surprising for a lot of people. But I don't expect that to happen again, just because of the form that we're on versus the form that you're on. Especially, you got a rash of injuries and you're still playing your second and third stringers and getting victories against United. I mean, United are not Luton Town or Sheffield. You could say that they're a mid-table team at this point, and obviously that's Man United up in flames, right? But at the same time, I'm still not 100% confident, especially after what we saw on Wednesday. Connor, how are you feeling about it, bro?
I'm nervous. Do you know what? After that game, I know it's we played that really horrible midfield, but I'm still worried about this weekend. We've got Smith Rowe and Partey still out injured, which means our midfield isn't the perfect midfield we want it to be. It's probably even going to be Havertz or Jorginho. And I think those two are now liabilities, in all honesty. Well, definitely Havertz. And we know what Newcastle like at St. James's. I'm not going to lie, I was really proud of the team last season when we went to St. James's Park, because that stadium was, from obviously I don't watch Newcastle weekly. When we played them last year at St. James's, that stadium was probably the loudest stadium we played in all season. It was threatening. And we managed to get a result out of it. And I was forever pleased with the team for it. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to anything in the end, but it was a great win. But this year feels different, man. It doesn't feel like we're the same as last year. I know we're second, and we're second. And we're getting wins, but something feels different, especially when you've got a team out here smashing PSG four goals in the back of their own net. It's not doesn't give me much confidence. But to be fair, though, Newcastle do have injuries. They've got Botman out, I believe. They've still got, obviously, Tonali's now been suspended. They do have a couple of other injuries. So I'm 50-50, TJ. That's why I've personally, a bit of a spoiler for later, but I've gone for a draw. I just can't, both teams have got their issues at the moment, but I don't know what it is. I just can't see us picking out a win. I can't. I don't know what it is. And but we'll see. I'm not that confident though.
Yeah, I mean, the
thing is though, I mean, Isak is going to be a massive miss, It's going to be a massive miss. And I'll tell you something, right? I mean, he could be out for about a month. Massive miss. Callum Wilson will do a job. I mean, a couple of seasons ago, right? This guy, he really took the game to Arsenal. He destroyed Arsenal. He really did. Man of the match. Yeah. He absolutely terrorized Arsenal back four when Arsenal didn't qualify for Champions League. But saying that, I mean, let's say he does it again tomorrow night. It's going to be tough, like I said. But whoever Eddie picks, I'm going to believe in this team because they believe in Eddie Howe at this moment in time. And hey ho, I just think it's going to be an exciting game. Under the lights, of course. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely exciting. Let's go over to our ops, who's over here blowing his nose. Perfect time to throw it over to him. The opposition fan here, the fan from down the lane and from just south of me, Jacob. How do you think this game is going to go for Arsenal? And be honest. Try to be objective. Okay.
Is it at St. James or is it?
It is at St. James Park. Yes.
I think really, I think Newcastle. A lot of people wondered how they'd fare with Champions League football, and they thought that they might crumble, that they might be not who we think that they are. But I rate Newcastle. I think they're pretty good. Obviously, they put the smacking on us last season. But this season ain't got nothing to do with last season, so you can't look at last year's results. Look, I know I heard Connor already say he referenced the match that y'all had with Newcastle last season. I would say this year's Newcastle is not last year's Newcastle. Same thing with Arsenal. Arsenal were actually, I think, a better team last year than they are this year. I think the fraud Teta is getting found out, and slowly but surely, it's just one of those things. You chip away. You chip away, and you see what's behind that chink of armor. Is it really is it a man, or is it a man pretending? Is it like two kids in a trench coat type of thing? And really, I have a dog, and his name is Chewy. And you guys bought the dog, and his name is Victory, or is it Win?
Win.
Okay, that's even worse. Victory was actually like win is fun. When
did we get Win? Like right before the Forest game? Like I'm even gonna ban us on that.
It was to bring the spirits back up in the Arsenal fandom.
You know what they need to do.
That was last season. You said you didn't want to talk about the past.
You're right. I don't, but I'm wondering, where was the dog on match day? Did he get to go to London Stadium and chase around the bubbles?
Probably did.
Yeah, because I feel like that'd be fun for a dog. A day out, you know what I mean? They got the Olympic track going on. He could run some laps with the dog. So it'd be a good time. Look, my feelings about the match, I think it's going to be harder and harder for Arsenal to get the results. I think that as things go on, there's going to be a mounting pressure of expectations. And I think, look, it's hard for me to remove my Tottenham lens when I look at all this. This whole stream's covered in red. My name is in red. There's red behind both of y'all up there. This feels... I'm trying to make your first time on TJ Warren TV as hostile as possible. I feel it. The only thing I take some solace in is the American flag behind me. United we stand, divided we fall, etc. But what I'm saying is, I think they're going to lose. I think Newcastle got too much. That's just my prediction. I could be wrong. I'm probably going to be wrong. There's a hair in my mouth. And like I said, I try to take my bias hat off, but when it comes to Arsenal, I just don't know what the strengths are. Every time you play, there's some new excuse. I'm not saying y'all specifically. TJ does say, put names on the bullets that I'm firing, and I'm just kind of spraying all over the place. Ain't no names. I'm just saying what I heard, and I ask questions about things that I hear. And sometimes people are like, "Oh, why he say that?" or "How could he say?" I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I'm on all sides of YouTube, even the wrong sides of the train track, so to speak, with Arsenal. But That's why you need to hit the likes up and subscribe to TJ Warren TV first and foremost.
Yes.
That a guy. Nice
What a
one.
guy.
You know,
What a guy.
I just don't know what where the strengths are. I guess you got Rice, so you should win. The expectation for Arsenal is that you should challenge for a title. So if that's the case, then you should be able to take care of Newcastle. You should. But a lot of things in football don't really matter when it comes to shoulds, coulds, and woulds. And a lot of people talk if buts. I mean, I know we're up here talking about football, so we kind of do have to talk about. Yeah. What's up, Crane? That's me. You already know. But look, I was just paying homage to Brennan Johnson because little teaser. He's gonna put that work in versus Chelsea. But anyway, Newcastle, Arsenal. I predict Newcastle to win, although I do watch a lot less Newcastle since they got rid of Sam Maximin. I love watching Sam Maximin, and then Gordon wearing the 10, I think he's a fraud. But a lot of people really like him, and maybe I don't watch him enough, and I'll admit I don't watch him enough because the number 10 for me, I'm just so used to Sam Maximin that's why I always watch Newcastle in the past, because a player like that. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm the best one to ask about this, because when it comes to Arsenal, I've watched a lot of them, and I'm just like, I think they're frauds. I think they can be found out. That's just my opinion. But when it comes to Newcastle, every time I've watched them, like the Champions League, I watched them dismantle Mbappe, the best man in France. You know what I mean? The man with the best baguettes in town, they say. And y'all took care of him easily at home. And that's what I'm saying. St. James is a place you go to now. And I know all them black and white flags are going to be waving around. It's going to be a tough atmosphere. And I think if they can make it tough, y'all will get found out. Y'all being Arsenal will get found out just because of the pressure. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Sorry, John. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry. Go ahead, John. Fire off, bro.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna kind of agree, man, because
go.
The atmosphere is gonna be amazing. I can't go tomorrow because I got to work. But saying that, I mean, when you come to St. James's, I mean, the last game against Palace at home, the atmosphere was flat, really flat, and I just couldn't understand why. Were they saving it for the Dortmund game? Possibly, but I've been told by a lot of people that the atmosphere at Dortmund wasn't that great either, because maybe they've been behind sort of thing as well. But I mean, that will happen, mate. That will definitely happen. You know what it is, right? I mean, the first goal, like I said, I mean, the first goal is going to decide the game, really. And if you get the first goal, I think we'll win the game. And Arsenal's having a good season, couple of draws in there, still unbeaten, not lost a game this season. And for me, Arteta needs to win a title this season. He needs to win a title, because if he doesn't, he'll be sacked.
I'll tell you the title he's going to win. Biggest loser of the year, but that's just my opinion anyway.
Wow, that was novel. That was novel, Jacob. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
I have to.
I'll go back on mute. I'll go back on mute.
Sorry. I have to say that as well. I have to say that as well, because he spent 620 M's, right? And he hasn't won you a title. Yeah, I mean, that game against West Ham, right? When he picked the team. Big up to Jez, by the way. Big up to Jez. Absolute legend. I love that guy. I love that guy. This guy speaks facts. If he was a Newcastle fan today, right, he would have everyone for breakfast. I'm telling you. You upset him, he have you for breakfast. Just do your thing, my guy. You know what it is, right? I mean, Arsenal, like I said, 620 million, right? And he has to win your title. If he doesn't get you a title this year, TJ, and I think Jez to back up this as well, he should be sacked. Because against West Ham United, I think his team selection was a disgrace. The midfield is an absolute disgrace, I'm telling you, right? And, I mean, Kai Havertz, you spend, 65 million quid on this guy? You needed a striker, a world-class striker that's going to get you a title. And he goes and spend 65k on Kai Havertz.
Well,
Shy Havertz, by the way.
We needed both. We needed both in a right winger.
What
Dow,
position does he play?
Do you want to get into that?
What position does Kai? Can I ask the three of y'all? I would like it if y'all could cover your ears while the other one answers, so we could see if y'all would say the same position. What position does Kai Havertz play?
He's played a left-sided 8 for Arsenal Football Club. Go ahead.
Plays on the bench, Jacob. He plays on the bench.
Bus driver. He's Win the dog, actually. No, listen. The
No.
thing is that we made 8 changes. We made 8 changes against West Ham. So we're going to see
Hey, Bergkamp.
We're going to see Eddie Nketiah. We're going to see Martinelli. We're going to see Saka come back. Hopefully, Odegaard has, maybe he's, got something going on. He's invested for a couple games. So I hope he scored a goal against Hammers. I know it meant nothing, but we'll see. It's going to be, I think, a lot more difficult game than Newcastle thinks it's going to be because of that. I think he'll sort out the midfield. If we're only missing Jesus and Party hasn't really been playing anyway, and neither's been Smith Rowe. So the real only person we're missing is
Definitely
Jesus.
not in Spain.
If we play Tomiyasu on the left instead of Zinchenko and keep Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White, I think Newcastle's going to find it a little more difficult not having Isak up front. Strength and power. I'm going to say the prediction later, but I'm already leaning towards like a 2-1 Arsenal win just because I think we're going to bounce back. And we've beaten them there last season. I know that doesn't mean anything, but I think it's going to be a tighter game than some of us think.
I'm really surprised to hear you say that, Dal, because during our brief match preview before we tossed it over to Connor and Kyle, go watch that, by the way. It was legendary. Thanks again, Connor, for doing that.
No worries,
The match review after we bombed out of the Carabao Cup, you were very, very adamant about being afraid that we're going to have a hangover and we're going to go on a little bit of a losing streak.
That's the other side of the coin. I looked back at the lineups again, just actually yesterday while I was at work, and I was listening to podcasts and realized that we made 8 changes, and so it's still Arteta throwing the cup away. But I think what we'll have is just a much stronger midfield with Rice, Odegaard, and a godforsaken Jorginho in there. I just think it'll be a better performance, because I think Martinelli will have more time on the ball. Odegaard hopefully will come back. Then, of course, TJ, the other side of that coin is the hangover. Who's to say we won't get pummeled 3-0? But I just have a feeling that we'll play better against Newcastle than we did against West Ham, just because we'll have more of the normal 11 out there. But I don't know. I think it's either going to go 2-1 or we get pummeled.
Oh, geez. Well, before we keep this going, let's go ahead and smash the likes up on the video, everybody. I see we got 13 watching on TJ Warren TV. We got 7 watching on John Sinclair TV. This is a American Idiot simulcast, people. So make sure that if you are here and you have not subscribed to John Sinclair TV, you go do that right this instant. And if you are on John Sinclair's channel, come on over to TJ Warren TV. Smash that sub, smash that like. We like to share the love around here, people. We do. All right. Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts on the Newcastle Arsenal match before we get on to the paper tigers that are Tottenham Hotspur, John?
I just hope what Eddie picks tomorrow. I mean, it's going to be, for me, I think Pope starting goal. I think Trippier come in, even though Livramento had a wonderful game. Left back will be Dan Burn. 2 centre backs will be Lascelles and Fabian Schär. Schär was rested on Wednesday. Midfield 3 will be, I'm sure, will be Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, and Sean Longstaff. And the front 3 is going to be Miggy on the right, Wilson in the middle, and Anthony Gordon on the left. That's going to be my prediction and line up as well. And I think we're going to have a good time against Arsenal. The midfield's going to be key, but I hope it's going to be a cracking game. I mean, we have not lost since the Brighton defeat after just for the international break, and since then we've been on fire. We really have been on fire.
Yep. All right. Fair enough. Okay. There are people in the chat. 3-1 win for Newcastle United. We're pretty divided here. We'll save our predictions for the actual score, but Connor, Dal, do you want to give your starting 11 for Arsenal?
Do I have to?
I'll go Correa, Tomiyasu at the left back, Gabriel Saliba, Ben White, and then my midfield 3. I think I would. Maybe change that up a bit. I don't know. Maybe not. I think it's just going to be Rice, Jorginho, and Odegaard, and then up top it's Martinelli and Nketiah and Saka. But I wouldn't be too adverse at this point since Jesus is injured to possibly have Havertz up there. I know he's crap, but I don't know where else to play him because he's too lost in the midfield. we've had this discussion before. Let's put Kai up top because at least we can keep him on a leash and keep track of him in a single location of him chasing all the other strikers around the pitch, calling for the ball behind him. That's got to be the 11. I don't see any other 11 that he would come out with, especially after what we saw against freaking West Ham, dude. There's just no way I would think you'd pick Vieira or Reece Nelson. Trossard shouldn't start.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, I agree with you. I agree with you. What do you got, Connor?
Carbon
It's not
copy.
that bad, Connor. I swear it's not.
No, carbon copy because of Dow's. Because at the end of the day, like the players that we want to be putting in are all injured. The ones that at the end of the day, the ones that we have that are sort of decent are the ones that are going in for replacements, I guess, because we don't really have anything else more to offer. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be sticking Reece at centre forward, am I? And Trossard just hasn't looked good as a starter recently. It seems like he's now just bring him on as a bench booster, just sort of like a late sub that could maybe make a difference, maybe grab an assist, something like that. But man, our depth is just awful, man. When you get those few injuries, you go again and you look why we lost the league last season. So I'm going to go over exactly what Dow said. I want to quickly ask John though, because obviously John knows a lot more than me. John, because I don't watch Newcastle weekly. What out of tomorrow? What is the one weakness that Arsenal could take at Newcastle to try and get a win in that Newcastle side?
I think Zinchenko's a weak link as well, a left back, 100%, because he's been absolutely awful at this moment in time. Yeah. I mean, that left back needs to be fixed up as well. Trying to invert him into a different position midfield is even worse. I can't lie. Thomas Partey is going to be a huge miss in the midfield, so I believe he's injured. Bringing in Jorginho comes in. And I just don't think. I mean, Jorginho's okay. I'm a massive fan of this guy who's at Napoli, yeah. But since he's come to Arsenal, it's just not being that same player. Up front, if our back foot can defend properly, and Nketiah comes in, I think we'll look after him, no problems at all whatsoever. But the thing is, for me, I think it's going to be Zinchenko's one of them. I think the Arsenal back four looks okay when you're on it. They're on it. But the goalkeeper is going to be a massive it's a problem for us in a minute. Who's going to play, Raya or Ramsdale? For me, I hope it's Ramsdale because he's not been that good. And when he had a poor game against West Ham, David Raya, 5 goals went past him last season when he was at Brentford, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, Raya's a good shot stopper, but he can be a bit risky on the ball as well. But I honestly believe that I think Zinchenko for me is the weak link in that team. And
what do you think the weaknesses are for Newcastle, John? For Newcastle in general, so say if Arsenal was going ahead and win this game, what would the weaknesses be that they need to focus on for Newcastle?
I think Dan Burn for me is a good defender. Yeah, when he's on it, he is on it. Getting done for pace is a big worry for him. Yeah, he's a big lad, but if Saka gets past him, Burn will not catch him. He has a little bit of problems dealing with quick ballers, yeah. But for me, if you're looking for a danger man, it's going to be Saka's going to be one of them. Martinelli's going to be another. I'm not too fussed about Nketiah or Nketiah. Sometimes I know he's called Nketiah, right? The midfield Partey, I mean, strong in the midfield, but he's going to be a miss, by the way. But for me, I'm going to be worried about Saka because when he's on it, he is on it. Do you know what I mean? And I could say Saka Martinelli is going to be a problem as well. Also, as well, if Odegaard, I'm not too bothered about Odegaard because he's been poor for the last few games. I can't lie. And, I'm not scared of Arsenal, really. But last season, you could see the 2 poor goals because poor defending. Other than that, we done nothing wrong. But I'm sure the players are going to be up for it. And we will find a way against Arsenal. Sorry, Jez, if you're watching me.
I just think
I love Jez, by the way.
No, we all love Jez here. Jez, I always say, John, Jez is the reason that I'm on YouTube. I literally just go. I always say, look, if you have a problem with my channel, you got to go over to Arsenal History and More. Smash a like while you're there, but then you talk to Jez about, lodge your complaints to Jez. That's all I gotta say. Lodge your complaints to Jez. But all right, well, that wraps up our coverage of the Arsenal Newcastle game. And one final thought actually that I was going to say before I spun off on Jez here. one person is due in this club, and it's Bukayo Saka. I really think Bukayo Saka has been extremely slow. And I just think he's due to kick off, and he's due to score some goals and contribute. Hopefully he got enough rest. Obviously he was a late addition to that West Ham game, but was already lost. But I'm just thinking I'm expecting a big game, a big run of games out of Bukayo Saka here coming up very, very soon. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and move on to our other guest, Jacob, United Spurs of America. Actually, before we start talking about the cocks on a ball, let's go ahead and make sure we're smashing those likes up. We got 19 inside watching on TJ Warren TV.
Did you say before we talk about the first place club? Is that what you said?
And I'm sure it's because John and Jacob are here. Not because of my beautifully manicured face, but Jacob, how are you feeling about your match this weekend against Chelsea? You know, who, historically you guys have struggled against them, and they are huge rivals of yours. Are you nervous? Are you not nervous? Are you going to boo Poch from your living room in Texas? Why don't you answer?
Hey, look, first I'll start from the last thing that you asked me, TJ, which was, am I going to boo Poch? First of all, whether I do or not, I'm in the confines of my own home, in the comfort of my own home as well. So, but if my divine energy can somehow find its way to North London, which I typically believe on game day, they can feel me. That's why I wake up at obscene hours to watch my club. Because if I don't watch it live, they can't feel me. And if they feel me, they've been feeling me all season. You know what I mean? Number one spot. But regardless of that, I think that Pochettino, I said this on my channel the other night, which was, however you would treat an opposing manager, that's how you should treat Pochettino. Throw out the stuff, the memories, that's fine. But when he comes to the stadium, he's arriving there to dismantle everything we've been building. He's arriving there to give us that first loss of the season. He's not coming here for a hug and a warm piece of toast with some coffee. No, he's coming here to wreak havoc. And honestly, I'm not having it. He's the enemy. So, whether we were lovers once, that doesn't matter on the battlefield, because the battlefield says, which side are you on? And I know what side he's on. So the way I feel is this. I'm going to treat him like I'd treat Roy Hodgson. I'm going to treat him like I'd treat Arteta. I'm going to treat him like I'd treat Pep Guardiola when they come to my house. I'm going to say welcome, and then I'm going to try and trip him. And that's just the reality of it. So if I was at the stadium, I'd probably give him a little bit of a booing. I'd probably give him a little something, because for me personally, I just get like this. Like, so many people are so soft, in my opinion, to say, oh, you shouldn't boo for all the memories. Like, thank you. I appreciate that. But like, what does that have to do with right now? What does that have to do with today? Now, after the 90 minutes is goodbye, see you later. Maybe you can catch us in the table. It's highly unlikely, but maybe anything's mathematically possible. But my point being is, Pochettino, he didn't win me any trophies. So what's my memory? When we came back against Ajax, when we bowed out of a semifinal, when he complained that maybe I'm just a coach and not a manager, what is my... I understand, like, he was the first manager when I became a fan of the club. So people say, oh, you should give him thanks, because if it wasn't for Pochettino, you wouldn't have been a fan of Tottenham. And I think whether it's Pochettino or, Ronald McDonald coaching, it doesn't matter. It's an eventuality. Tottenham and I were meant to be intertwined physically, mentally, and emotionally, and that's where I found myself. So whether it's Pochettino or not, for me, that's irrelevant. When he comes to White Hart Lane, to me, he's there to beat us. He's not there to help us win. He's not there to hug me and tell me all the fun memories and we'll look at a photo album together. He's there to dismantle what we're doing. And honestly, not to be corny as hell, but I'm gonna be corny as hell. To quote the song, I'm loving Big Ange instead. Look, kangaroos have been my favorite animal since I was a wee child, and why would I change my energy now? Now that I have a manager from down under, and my wife's Greek, my manager's Greek. I love kangaroos. He does too. Hopefully, he doesn't eat them. I haven't confirmed yes or no if he does or not. But for me, I think this game is one where Tottenham fans could sit there and say, "Oh, I feel like." this is going to be an easy one. And I think that's a mistake. If you go into it, if anyone goes into it thinking
mistake.
it's going to be an easy match. I mean, look at Arsenal. They made that mistake when we were coming to town. Look what happened.
They made that mistake. Yeah.
Guys, can I cut in a second, right?
Yeah.
We've got
Address this one. Go ahead.
one person in the chat, right, called Matt, right? This guy's been a muppet, absolutely muppet. Yeah, Matt, I used to live in Newcastle. Okay, right. So if there's a problem, right, just respect us. If you don't, then you're gonna get kicked off the channel, mate. It's not my channel, but it's yours, TJ.
Yeah, John. He's watching your stream, John. So you can pick him off on your channel.
I don't get how John's not a Geordie. Can you not hear the accent? Like that is strong Geordie accent right there.
No, I try to tone it. I'm doing my best.
I don't know what he's on. John,
if you go over to your stream,
mate, you're absolutely fine.
Yeah, if you go over to your stream, John,
you're quite right. You're quite right. You're quite right.
Yep.
I don't know what you say though on the Pochettino stuff. I just think it's just a bit. I'm sorry, Jacob. I think it's just a bit wrong. But at the end of the day, I think personally, we said it on Tottenham away yesterday. I think personally, Poch was waiting for that call from Tottenham to get the job back. I think he was waiting, and he kept Tottenham in Champions League for consistent. What was it?
Great. Thank you. Top 4 trophy. What are we talking about?
Listen, I get listen. I understand the rivalry between Tottenham and Chelsea. It's bad. I completely understand it, but I just think I don't know.
I get it. I think it's just a difference of like. Oh, sorry, Dow.
I just want to add something too on what Connor's saying too, and sort of what I think maybe the perception is for you Spurs going forward. You guys are still in the impression that you're going to beat City every year, because if you don't beat City, all of this is for nothing. And just because you've beaten City in the past,
what all's for nothing?
You're going to beat them.
Whoa! What's all for nothing?
A lot of this I just feel like a lot of this talk of winning the league.
Bro, if City do the double on us and eventually get the quad, what is that all for nothing? I still think we're not 4 years into a project. We're 4 months. What are we talking about?
That doesn't bother any of us at all. If you finish second, this is all for nothing. Just like last season.
I would hugely disagree. If we get a second place after what happened last season, you're telling me that's all for nothing? Hey, you may feel that way as a rival fan, but I'll tell you right now, I don't feel that way because we got a guy in that a lot of people said, "Who's this guy? I don't want a Wi-Fi password as my manager," but we still got him in, and look what he's done with the club. And everybody talking to me nicely.
It's really precedent, but a lot of your fans are, I think, basing this season of being successful as, if we can just beat City like we have before, we will get first or second. Because
I don't know who you're talking to or listening to. That's an opinion that sounds like it came from under a rock. I don't know what and where you heard that. Where our success is measured on beating City or not. That is not mine or any Spurs fan I know. That we don't hold that opinion.
Conversation the last couple of years always been Arsenal can't beat City, but we can. So if some of the YouTubers have continued with that logic that, we've beat City at our ground, we've beat City before. And if you don't do that this season, though, then this wave you guys are riding is going to come crashing down like it did for us last season. That's all I'm saying. A lot of your fans have been living this, have had this precedent in their head that as long as we can get past City, because you guys have beaten them in the past when a lot of teams have struggled, including us, Liverpool, United, etc. But you guys have always seen the ones that kind of beat them, right?
Yeah.
Right. But if that doesn't happen this season, then what happens next for you guys? Because those are two games.
There's no shame in taking an L versus City.
I don't.
You see what I'm talking about? They don't beat City.
I know, but
this sounds like someone bantered you with something, and then you feel like this is some measuring stick of success. That's not how it goes. That's not me anyway.
One at a time.
If Spurs lose to City this season, I don't think it's gonna, especially if they're still on the run, because don't forget they've already got 2 losses on the back of their recent results, Man City, which is very unlike them at the start of the season. I don't think, as much as I do think City will challenge, I don't think they'll be as top as they were for the last couple of years, where they're just riding it out. They're just everyone knows they're going to win the league by November. It's different now. I do. If Tottenham do end up playing City and they lose, I don't think it will completely turn the tide and think, okay, now Tottenham aren't going to win it. I do think that it will still be competitiveness.
Can I speak for myself, and can I speak for just myself real quick? For me, beating City is like a woohoo. Yeah, it's like a nice little chocolate treat after dinner, but it's not like a celebratory. I don't use that as a look, I got one up on you because I beat City. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't know what fans you've been talking to, but that ain't me. It certainly ain't the people that I talk to either. What I will say is this. I have publicly said I believe Ange Postecoglou to be the breaker of myths, the breaker of all the hoodoos and voodoos surrounding Spurs. And one of those will be, whether for good or for bad. And so if I'm going to keep that same energy about what I'm saying, it's going to ring true that I think City are going to score versus us. Look at the opportunities we afford all these clubs that cannot finish their dinner. City will. Better clubs will, and when that happens, they're going to score against us. And I think that their hoodoos and voodoos about us being a Harry Kane team, I think they're going to break that as well. Because if I'm keeping that same energy for me as my expectations for Ange Postecoglou, like it doesn't matter what we've done to City in the past. That just like that when I'm saying when I took a L to Newcastle last season, that doesn't matter because that's the past. Beating City, that's the past. That's not a measurement of anything right now other than where we're at right in the season whenever we face them. So for me, beating City, losing the City, drawing with City is irrelevant of how I feel our season's overall success was. I don't even want to use success because that's a loose term. Like I would even say Pochettino didn't technically bring success to Tottenham Hotspur. So a boo when you come to town. But I'm just not just because he didn't. If he had won us a trophy too, I think I would still keep my same energy. Like he's a rival manager at the end of the day. He's coming into Tottenham Hotspur to beat us. And if that's the case, it's like, hey, thanks for the memories, but catch these hands. That's just the reality of it.
Jacob, I'm going to throw this question out to you because I wouldn't ask this to Tottenham away because they'd lose their shit, and you seem fairly reasonable.
Same.
Sorry, Stal. But you look at Ange Postecoglou, and he's obviously done a great job at Tottenham, and then you could say right now, this is probably the best job a Tottenham manager's done at the start of a season, let alone a new manager just come in how long? I wouldn't know personally myself, but a long time. Obviously, this is a sort of, and this is not me bantering, it's a sort of new feeling for Tottenham because the amount of just success you've had at the start of this season. You know, you're just ploughing teams, you're getting results, and you're currently unbeaten in the league. Well, you can say all competition still, but that's down to hearsay. Are you worried that at all that this may just be a little bit of a honeymoon period? Just a little bit, and then maybe coming. Listen, if Ange goes all the way, and not even just win the league, if he stays like this form and gets Tottenham either second or third, then I will give my hat off to him and say, you've done a very good job for your first season. But are you worried that maybe, and not just down to injuries, but just in overall in the team? Do you think at some point, maybe down the line, say January, there might be a little bit of a knockoff and the honeymoon might go off and you might go, not completely fall down and say, top four, but maybe the football go a bit down. The results won't be as good as they are at the moment. Do you have that feeling at all?
Well, what I feel is that, look, we're undefeated right now. That's not going to be forever. I don't believe that's going to be forever. History would dictate there's some really, really very talented sides that are much better talented than us that we're still took some L's throughout the season. So I know it's going to happen. I've actually said on my channel that I'm excited for that next test. I'm excited for that next challenge because technically taking an L for me, whether it's City, whether it's anybody, is a learning experience for Ainge for this squad. He has talked about, I go off of what my manager has said. I saw a comment earlier saying, like, how do you trust Ainge, or how can you vouch for him after only 3 months? It's not only 3 months. I mean, it's how he conducts himself, what he says, and the change in the squad. Where we were last year, the year before that, the year before that, the year before that, versus where we're at now is a lot different. It's a complete different vibe, and the everything is different in my opinion. Everything feels different, and it's not just me as like a content creator saying this. I know a lot of fans who have been fans. You know, when we won the double, when we were actually known as the club that wins the FA Cup, like they've seen that. They've seen us get relegated. Then they've seen us get back up. Like they've seen that. And they even say this is something they haven't experienced. So if anything, they validate my experience, which is I think this is something I've never witnessed, Shirley, and don't call me Shirley, but as a Tottenham fan since Pochettino. Because when I came in as a fan, it was Pochettino, then Jose, then Nunes. So that's from my experience. But people who have a larger exposure to what Tottenham have been and have been through, they even say the same things as me. So that just validates what I feel. And if anything, like, I'm not worried to long form answer your question. I'm not worried about it. I'm more excited about when those challenges happen. When we lose two in a row, how do we respond? I often said that I felt the first 5 to 10 matches of the season, which was, we just did the 10th, that Ainge's unfamiliarity, the fact that he's from this other league, what is he? What is his ethos? Once clubs and managers have 10 plus 90 minutes of football, they can say, this is how Ainge lines up in the Premier League. This is how he expects 1 through 11 positions to run in the Premier League based on these 10 games of game footage. Now, when you come in and no one has that game footage, all they have is what you did at Celtic, Yokohama, or Australia, like, that doesn't dictate, like, that's not genuine on what you're going to do in the Premier League. Like, these wingers, Kulusevski and Richarlison, that have been getting some mild success in this system, they're not typical Ainge-style wingers. Like, things change when you're in different leagues, and Ainge knows that, and he's adaptable to it. So my point being is, like, it's going to happen where you've seen it. Crystal Palace put up a much better fight. Granted, it was Selhurst Park. Granted, they did have the most successful tackles in the Premier League going into that. So there is respect to be owed to Crystal Palace defensively. But my point in saying that is there's been now 10 matches of Ainge Postecoglou game footage. So I think now managers can say, this is how I expect him to do things. This is what I think he's going to do at this juncture, X, Y, and Z. He's not so unfamiliar now. So this is our next test. This is the next turning of a page. And I'm ready to see that. I'm absolutely ready to see it. So I'm not worried about an L. I'm not worried about 2 L's, 3 L's. It don't really matter to me because my expectations and my energies remain the same from it was in the summer, which was I wanted to see. And if y'all care, I'll list out what I wanted to see, which was an ethos, a philosophy from the top down. I want the U6s playing the same thing as the first team. So that way in 20 years, when that little U6 is 24, 25 years old, guess what? Now he already, so-and-so's out. Doesn't matter. Slot this kid in from the academy. That's what I want to see. And so we've started to do that. I do watch the academy. I do keep up with the kids of Tottenham and try to see, who can be, and they've started to change their style of play. And so, it's not completely the Ainge style, but there is a identity and a profile of players that we are looking to grow and build here. So for me, I like where I'm at. And so again, I guess I'm kind of also answering Dal a little bit there with the expectations or how I would feel. City, that has nothing to do. If we lose if the City does 2 L's to us, that doesn't bother my feelings about it because of the things that I'm seeing. And we're seeing great football. We're seeing fans again, like people who didn't like each other start to like each other. And we've seen hugs and the toxicity around the club have been around since really Pochettino left. Jose Mourinho didn't quell that. Nuno didn't quell that. Conte, he kind of put a blanket over it, but eventually the beast is going to come out from under the bed. And
True.
It did. It did. We saw that. Stellini, Mason again. And now we're just like, we've turned a page. It feels like the storm has finally ended. And now we can just look at the damage of the storm, try to rebuild everything, make everything good to go. And that's what I feel. So, long story short, Chelsea, they're going to take that L. Pochettino, I got 2 fingers for you.
I've seen it.
The answer I've ever heard from a Spurs fan concerning this.
That was very,
I'm
You didn't even bring up that you're first in the league, like once.
I'm actually disgusted at how much I like that answer. I actually feel bad. Jacob, I know you got to shoot off, man. Do you want to shout yourself out real quick, and we're going to redirect you after the stream is over, my friend.
Big up. United Spurs of America right there. America's #1 Tottenham Hotspur fan channel. So you can find us there. You can help us grow and help us retain that. But thanks for having me on first and foremost. So appreciate it. Good to share the screen with you, TJ, as always. Connor,
Absolutely.
Dal, I know, and John, I know it was the first time. And I didn't get to talk too much today, unfortunately, because TJ, I guess it takes him forever to prepare a show, but that's neither here nor there.
My God.
Gotta just take a jab at TJ, whether I'm coming into the show, whether I'm leaving the show, TJ.
I can't wait to come on your channel.
Hey, you can join me
Wow.
right after this and tell me what you think about Chelsea. I don't care, man. But yeah, United Spurs of America. I'm gonna do a show there, and then I'm off to another channel. So, be a lot of fun. Keep hitting those subs. Even if you're not a Tottenham fan, you can come on over and banter me. I often say when you banter me, it makes me play better. When I play competitive sports in any sport that I played, whoever's matching me up, I liked it. I liked it when they talk a little shit because it just makes me play that much better, and I talk my shit, and then I get my groove. And hey, it's just all part of the fun. I'm like a tennis ball. You can smack me, but guess what? I'm bouncing right back, baby. So all banter's fun. Got a lot of Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, United fans that tune into the channel. So it's all about immaculate vibes at the end of the day. No matter, I say this to TJ because I say, we all love the same beautiful sport, no matter who you support. We all just make, some better choices in life, or sometimes our family help guide us into a better direction in life. And just because TJ made a bad decision in life, he
Shameless,
went down the
guys,
wrong
shameless.
road. That doesn't mean that he's not a good guy. That's what I
Oh
wanted to
my-
say. And same
oh
thing for
my
Connor, Dow,
goodness.
John. I got a lot of love for y'all as human beings, first and foremost. But secondly, it's okay if you made a mistake in life. Tottenham Hotspur's here for you when you're ready to learn.
You know what, Jacob? You're welcome on my channel anytime, mate. And
Yeah, appreciate that. Hey,
Newcastle.
when we got Newcastle, I want you to come on as well.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Jacob,
Give us a
give me
shout
your
on Twitter.
address. I'm gonna send you some
Definitely
stuff
get you on there.
for that trophy cabinet you got there, buddy.
Oh, I keep it mint, fresh condition. Got a lady Consuela. She come by twice a week to buff it and shine it. We're getting it ready for Ange Postecoglou.
So how you like the Cowboys are going to finish this year?
Oh, I have no idea. I look like I definitely come across like I'm a Dallas Cowboys supporter. I used to work for them for about 6.5 years. So if you see me in any apparel, it's just because the shirt was free and I didn't have anything else clean. So I do root for them, but they did my boy Jason Garrett. I say what you want about Jason Garrett. I love Jason Garrett. I've been to his home.
Jason
He has
Garrett
a
was
lovely
just-
home. He has a
Oh,
lovely
wow.
wife. I loved his 2 dogs. They have a beautiful home in Dallas. I love the man. I may have drank the Kool-Aid. I don't know, but I love him for the rest of my life. I'll run through
Definitely
a brick
did.
wall
You
for
did.
that guy.
You drank the Jerry Jones Kool-Aid on that one.
Hey, shout out Jerry Jones. Hey,
Shout out Jerry Jones.
shout out Jerry Jones. Every
Shout out
single
Jerry
time.
Jones.
That's my guy. I've got a video after he got inducted into the Hall of Fame. There's a video of him shaking my hand. Just wanted you. He said, "Jacob, can I touch greatness?" And I said, "Here you go, sir."
Oh shit.
Jacob, last thing. Is Postecoglou getting manager of the month again? Do you think?
If he doesn't, the competition's as fraudulent as the Ballon d'Or, and I'll leave it there.
Oh, wow.
No one else got 3 dubs in October. Everyone else got win, draw, win, draw, win. I'm talking about me, win. This ain't a T-Pain song, but all I do is win. And I'll let you sing the rest, TJ. But appreciate. That was about as cringy of an outro as I could give you, TJ. So you're welcome for that.
you were cooking until you went that route.
until I quoted TJ
Until you
Warren Payne.
until you went the T-Pain route.
Yeah. Well, shout out TJ Warren Payne. Shout out TJ Warren and everybody. John Sinclair TV. Big up, everybody. I do also, just lastly, before anyone says, could we? Don't tell me that we can't. It's like the ending of Dumb and Dumber. It may be 1 in 1,000. She may say it's 1 in 1,000,000, but you can't tell me we don't have a chance. So here we go, baby. But it was a lot of fun, man. Thank you. Next time, hopefully I'll clean up my slots better, pause, and I'll be able to join longer. So big up,
All right,
everybody.
big
Have
up,
a great rest of
big
the
up,
show.
Jacob. See you later, brother.
See you later, bro. You take care, mate.
Take
No,
care, everybody.
absolutely, and you can catch Jacob. He was being like coy about it, but you can catch Jacob over on United Spurs of America. He's going to be on This Is Football here in an hour, and he will be on. And you can catch him on the Football Terrace all the time. Like he is one of Terry's go-tos for Spurs opinions. So go over to United Spurs of America, check him out. He is the okayest of okay guys, I would say. I'm not going to say he's like a great guy, but he's pretty okay.
Why are you Americans so good with lines? Like, do it not in that way. Like in presenting terms. Like,
Dude, we watch too much WWE. I think is what it was.
Like even like Will Stewart just comes up with stuff. You TJ do it as well. It's like you just come up with stuff. I'm like, how do you do it so naturally? Hey, just me, and he done it. Jacob.
Yeah. I know. John, do you still have a little bit of time? Sorry, I know we're at the top of the hour.
No. I mean, I'll stay on for another 10 minutes or so, mate. That'll be fine.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, maybe we can get the predictions done in 10 minutes. You guys want to get into predictions?
Cool.
I think we can do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, here we go. The infamous, and I have to make a correction, guys. I screwed up. Shocker. I screwed up. And I got called out for it. So let me share the screen real quick. Connor, do you want to help me out with the layout real quick?
Yeah, all right. Either me or John might disappear, so bear with me.
All right. Yeah,
Sorry,
John's
Jake,
still
you
here
can
though,
make-
people. By the way, John's still here. We just need to get him a screen on the layout. But big up everybody inside, by the way. Make sure you're smashing the likes. And yeah, no, Americans, we are overall very, very positive, I guess. Well, no, more energetic, really.
There we go.
More energetic. But yeah, I think it's more enthusiasm than anything else. But yeah, here we are. Okay.
Why not last?
Oh,
No, this was last week. Fran got last. It was Fran. But I have to make a correction. And I wish I had that you're such a pathetic loser, like Dumb and Dumber. He made a Dumb and Dumber joke earlier. But I accidentally put this score, the Liverpool call by Josh, as a yellow. So we actually tied 2 weeks ago.
oh,
So
TJ, man.
big up Josh. Yeah, I know. Well, Connor just got me. Connor got me real good there. No. Here's the thing: is that like I accuse Jez of cheating, right? Or Jez accuses me of cheating, right? And I don't want to ever come across as a cheater, okay? Unless I win, and then we can say it. But yeah, no, I got called out. I got caught.
How do you come across a cheater as a prediction, bro? It's either you got it right.
I don't know. No, Jez accused me last season of changing the scores.
Change the scores, man. TJ, we all know what you're doing. TJ, we all know what you're doing behind the scenes, man. We know what you're doing.
Yep. Big up Jez every single time. Yeah. So here we go.
I thought I won that until I saw Anthony. Cheers, Anthony. Thought I won last week.
Yeah, big up Anthony. No, since we already did the Blue It, we'll do this one.
I'm stupid, you're smart. I was wrong, you were right. You're the best, I'm the worst. You're very good looking, I'm not attractive.
All right. As long as you will.
Classic.
big up Anthony. Congratulations.
Really bad. I'm about to say something really bad, and I'll actually probably do it tonight. I have never watched Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, you need to correct that like immediately.
I need to watch Happy Gilmore. It's like so bad. I need to watch it.
So funny, dude. It's so funny. Okay, we'll go ahead and crack through these predictions. While we still have John. Again, big up John every single time. Make sure that you are subbing to John Sinclair TV, people. He is an absolute legend and is representing the Newcastle camp here. And obviously he brought over a lot of his viewers. So big up for him to doing that. So John, you get the honors. What do you think is going to happen? Man United visiting Fulham.
It's going to be a tricky game for United, but they've got a good record, by the way. And Fulham, they haven't got a goal scorer. That's the problem. They're not scoring enough goals, yeah? But they beat Ipswich in the Carabao Cup, which would boost the confidence. United are not having a good time at all whatsoever. And I'm going to say once each in that game, and that might not be good enough for Ten Hag.
All right. 1-1 draw. Connor, what do you got?
I've actually gone for a 2-2 draw. Fulham are not that great, and Man United aren't great, so I can't decide. I'm going to go for a 2-2.
I don't see either of them scoring 2 goals. Go ahead, Dal.
Yeah.
2-1 United. Ten Hag will save his job again.
You think he's going to escape the noose again?
I don't think he's the problem. We won't get into that because I know John's got to go, but maybe we can talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about that a little bit at the end, a little addendum at the end there. I'm going 1-0 Fulham. I think. Dude, United cannot score. They cannot score.
Yeah. Yeah,
they could barely score against Sheffield and Burnley.
They could join the drawing against Fulham.
Why are we talking about the past?
They could join the drawing with Fulham competition.
Yeah.
Man United come on, guys. They have enough to beat Fulham any given day.
I don't think they do, Dal.
I don't know, Dal.
You won. I'm telling you, they're going to beat Fulham.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, Dal. All right, West Ham visiting Brentford. What do you got, John?
That's I'm gonna say just Brentford 2-1 because West Ham are playing well, they're defending well, but Brentford are put it together at the moment in time. I mean, yes, they're missing Ivan Toney, but they're a tough crack to beat at home. Thomas Frank's done a fantastic job there, and you know what? It could be there for a long time. But for me, I would say Brentford 2, West Ham 1.
No.
All right. Honor, what do you got?
I'm actually going to go the other way around. I'm going to go for 2-1 West Ham. As much as I do love Brentford, and I do, it's this year at home, this season, they haven't been as great. So, and I think West Ham, they're on the back of a good victory against us, so they might snatch it. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 to West Ham.
Right. I like how Danny called this out. Yeah, who's Man City playing this weekend, guys? I obviously retyped that wrong. Bournemouth. There we go. Bournemouth. Danny is not only a huge contributor to the channel. He's also keeping me on my toes here. So
I didn't even notice that. I didn't even actually done that.
Yeah, no. Well, I didn't notice that I got a score wrong earlier last week. So what are you gonna do, Dow? What do you got, man?
I got a 3-1 West Ham. I think they're really riding a wave, and I don't think Brentford have any real firepower. They're just not good at home, like Connor said. I think West Ham are going to roll over them like they did us.
Yeah.
Need Tony back if they keep him.
I'm going 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw on that one. 2-2 draw on that one. Okay, Bournemouth.
We're going different results. It's more interesting now.
Yep. Bournemouth. Yeah, no, that's a closer game than some of what we've seen. Yeah, Danny, keep on smiling, my friend. Big up. Bournemouth visiting Man City. It's gonna be a slapping, I think. What do you think, John?
It's going to be an easy Man City win. Yes, Bournemouth got the first win of the season. We're going there next Saturday anyway, but there'll be no match for Man City, and it's going to be an easy 4-0 win for Man City.
Okay. All right, Connor, what do you got?
I'm going to go for a 4. I'm going to add a 1 onto it because City do love to concede at least 1 at home for some reason. They do it practically every home game now. So I'm going to go for a 4-1 to Man City.
All right, I'm going to play spoiler alert. That was what I was going to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste that one. All right.
What do you got down? You're copying me again. What's going on?
I was going to go 4-0 too, so you might as well copy me and go 4-0 too.
Yeah, I think I reckon Haaland's going to have a good fun time this weekend against that defense.
All right, we got Wolves.
Such a middle.
Visiting Sheffield United. What a game. John.
Wow. I watched Wolves last week and they look really good. But Pedro Neto, that guy is absolutely brilliant. Quality winger. Let's be real. Sheffield United, I mean, they need to start winning games, otherwise they're going to be well adrifted. Do you know what I mean? 5-0 off Arsenal last week. I'm going to say an easy Wolves win. I'm going to say 2-0 to Wolves. And Wolves are putting it together under Gary O'Neill. He's doing a good job that in a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Connor, what do you got?
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Wolves. I do think Sheffield could score a goal there at home, but it's just so bad, man. And the Wolves are not too bad. They're not a bad side. So I think I'll grab the win away.
Yeah. Cube says Neto and Huang Lee Chan will slap
Sheffield. I'd take either of them at Arsenal. I think Huang Hee Chan is a little secret
Huang Lee Chan is a baller. He is decent, a baller.
I think he's a bit under-talked about, but
no.
He's better than Son.
Maybe not just. Maybe not just.
Don't say that to Cube. Cube will find you. She's not that. She's in LA. She's gonna fly up.
I'm gonna be in her sniper
what a place
rifle sites. I think you guys are underestimating Wolves. I'm gonna go 3-0. I mean, they could score 2-0 in the first half. I mean, let's be real.
I just look at their defensive record and I'm just thinking, can they keep it?
I'm going 3. I think Pedro Neto can easily get a brace against the Blades.
I think it could be. I think he's out injured, by the way. I think he's out injured.
Right.
Because he's covered off last week with a hamstring.
He is, John. You're right. Because I saw Mateus Cunha might be playing in his position, and then Wang Yi-chan might be on the other side. So
Did you just mention Matu?
Matthias
Yeah,
Cunha,
you're right.
Matthias Cunha,
I tell you, I'm glad he didn't play last week because that guy's really, really good.
Oh, he's a baller.
He's a baller. Really good
Yeah.
player.
No, 100%. Okay, what do we got? I'm going 3-1 Wolves. I think Sheffield will nick one, like an own goal or something like that, just because they're at home. But they're the worst team in the league by far. They are not. They are going down, 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 and they could be en route to the worst Premier League record ever. People were mentioning to me that their candidates were Luton. No, it's Sheffield for me. I don't see any hope for Sheffield. No hope.
It's bad.
Yeah. So, all right. Crystal Palace visiting Burnley. Speaking of no hope.
So I'd say this, Burnley Palace. Oh, I mean, Vincent Kompany needs to win this game for the reason, and also Palace. Well, when I watched them against Newcastle, they were very, very poor. For me, I would not be surprised if this game ends 0 each. But I'm going to say I'm going to stick my neck out, and I think Burnley win this by 2-1.
All right.
I'm going to stick it out there.
Oh, I think that's definitely a possibility. Crystal Palace are looking pretty dead right now. What do you think, Connor?
I'm going for a 1-0 to Burnley. I just don't think Crystal Palace need Elise back and they need Eze back, and they're just not that side without them. And do you know what? I can just see it. 1-0, Turf Moor, 3 o'clock, fans will be on it, and they'll hold it out. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Burnley.
1-0 Burnley. Okay. Dow, what do you got?
That one's going to be banned as well. Do you know what? I banned a lot of people tonight on my channel. People's trolling, and I've banned a few people tonight.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So one thing I'm going to say quickly before you go on, right? I mean, one thing I'm going to say, right, on social media, I've been trolled and bullied for a couple of days ago, and they're trying on this today. So let me just be clear. If you're watching this on social media, right, it's on live as well, on X and on YouTube platforms as well. Let me just be clear, right? Bully us as much as you want, right? That's fine. But you will never, ever beat us. You're not going to hurt my feelings at all whatsoever. Trolls out, bullies out. And if you're going to do that, then it's up to you. I mean, you're brave doing behind the keyboard, but you're not man enough to do it face to face. One thing I'm going to say, please stop this. It ain't right. There's people with mental health issues out there as well, which is not helping them at all whatsoever. So for me, right, one thing I'm going to say, stop this. Otherwise, you're just going to make yourself a complete and utter idiot. And by the way, the people that support this as well, thank you very much for supporting me as well and believing in me as well. I love you all and blessed. And the rest of us going to be trolling and bully. Get in the bin.
Yep, get in the bin. Absolutely.
Good on you, John, mate.
Trolls can get in the bin 100%, John. Yeah, I know. And we have our troll issues as well.
John, the funny thing is, they will never come on camera and speak to you face to face. They will never do that because they're too insecure in themselves, and they'll never actually talk to you face to face because, to put it politely, they're pussies. So,
do you know what it is, Connor? Well said, Connor, right? Well said, by the way, right? But at the end of the day, there's going to be people watching this, must be laughing. But let's be real. I've been straight, I've been honest, right? Yeah, but they might think I'm an idiot. They might think I'm weak. But let me tell you something now, right? You will not win. So I could mention names on there, but I'm not going to. But that time is another day on my channel, and I'll be happy to do that. Yeah, but the ones being blocked and the ones mentioned we go in the gym and accusing, please do not believe that. You've been an idiot if you do. The real ones that knows this, right, knows you so well, they think I'm a great lad. And I go to home in some away games as well. And I love Newcastle United, and I do my thing. So if bullying podcasters, having to go at people, accusing of something done wrong, which is not true, and I'll tell it how it like it is. So at the end of the day, right, stop this now, or I'm calling you out.
Facts.
Good for you, John.
Facts.
All right, good on you, John. Let's not waste any more time on
no.
losers.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, let's keep going. Dow, what do you got?
Oh, Crystal Palace Burnley. 1-1.
1-1. 1-1 draw. Okay, we got Crystal Palace and Burnley. 1-0 Burnley. I'm cheating off of Connor. I'm just gonna cheat off. I'm cheating off Connor all week. It's fine.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yep, 100%, 100%. Oh yeah, and I had to highlight this from Cubed earlier. Cubed is gonna find you. No. Try having a debate with her. She's feisty. Like she's put me in the bin a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie.
She has put you in the bin a few times.
Yeah, Brighton visiting Everton. What do we got, John? What do we got?
I tell you what, Everton's putting it together, aren't they? I mean, they won the last 2 games, right? I mean, the last 2 games clean sheets as well. I mean, Sean Dyche is doing a really good job there, given the circumstances as well. And Brighton, we know how good they are. They could be one of the best teams in the Premier League under De Zerbi, playing some fantastic football. I went to the game at the Amex, and they absolutely schooled us as well. I mean, Ivan Ferguson, that's a guy I would love at Newcastle United in the future years, that guy. If he's available, we should be all over this guy. But for me, I'm going to say Brighton to win this game. I'm going to say 2-1 to Brighton.
2-1 to Brighton. Okay. Sorry about that window. I don't know why that popped up. Connor, what do we got?
I'm going to go for a 3-0 Brighton. As much as I do think Everton are on the little path up, I just think Brighton could easily just smash them if they want to. So I'm going to go for a 3-0.
All right. Dow, what do you got?
I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton with John.
2-1 Brighton. I'm going to go 1-0 Brighton. I think, I think that Everton are going to play the low block and try to keep them from scoring, but Brighton Hove Albion will run right by them. I think at least once. Arsenal visiting Newcastle. This is it, guys. Bring it in for your predictions right now. We give the honors, of course, to John.
Thank you very much indeed for this one. We still got to have a team. I've got to be careful what I say on this channel, but we're all going to have a team, obviously, right? And Arsenal, we're going to come here and play some good stuff as well. But the first score is going to sort of things out. I'm going to say 1-1, but I'd love to say 2-1 to Newcastle. So I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to say 2-1 to Newcastle, but only just. And we're going to block this guy out as well, because obviously he hasn't listened at all whatsoever. It's been an absolute prick. Excuse me, French, but there you go.
No worries. Okay, 1-1 draw, says John. What do you got, Connor?
I'm going to go. I do think it's either going to be a draw or a Newcastle win. It just feels different, man. I'm not. The team's really got me in a crap position right now from the other day. And I know it was a rotated team, but I don't know, man. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw?
Yeah, 2-2 draw.
And people are going to think I am actually cheating off of you. Yeah, no, I said 2-2 draw on Sarcasm City last night. That is what I'm going to go with too.
It's cool. I said 1-1 last night. I said 1-1 on Tottenham away last night, so it's actually changed.
No, I'm going. I think I said 2-2 on Tottenham away, and I got 2. Yeah, I said 2-2 on Sarcasm City too. Yeah. Dow, what do you got?
God, I've really flip-flopped on this one, haven't I, TJ?
I can see it in your eyes that you're like you're starting to think a little bit more negative.
Yeah, I was thinking like war was going to be, the middle of the West Ham game. I'm like, oh, Newcastle are going to pound us 3 or 4-0. And then then after I did some more research about the West Ham game and looked at stats, and I'm not like I'm not into the XG or none of that, right? I just watched most of the game over and looked at the squads, and we did have 8 of our normal players out, right? So I think 6 of them are coming back, 6 or 7. I think we're just gonna. I think Odegaard had his break, and I think we're gonna see more of a strategy than we did against West Ham. And that's why I said earlier, I think it's going to be a little more difficult than our Magpie friends think it's going to be. I know it's at their place, and that crowd is going to be ready for it.
Loud.
John is going to be ready for it. And, our Tottenham friends are going to be ready for it. So this is a huge game, right? Even though, to my opinion, the West Ham game so far was the biggest game of the season, because that really would have put us, well into the cup, right? So with that being said, I've got to go 2-1 Arsenal, because, like John said, Jermaine Lascelles, how much has he really been playing? Not much. I don't know if their fullbacks are that good. Dan Burn really struggled with Saka last time, and I forgot Kieran Trippier. I don't know if he's injured or not. If he doesn't keep Martinelli contained, it's going to be a long day for that defense. I think they got us a little bit beat in the midfield, but if Rice can do what Rice can do, he will dominate that midfield over Bruno, over Joelinton. That's just my opinion being a gunner. I think this will be a game that Arteta realizes he has to win, or we have to perform in this game to have any help going, pushing towards the league. Because I do think, unfortunately, Tottenham are going to beat Chelsea. I'm sure City are going to win. I've already picked Man United to win. Not that matters, but we have the capability to do something because they're a bit weak than they have been, and I think John admitted that too in his commentary earlier. And he's even saying 1-1 draw. Hey, I gotta go for the arse, man. 2-1.
All right. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. All right, let's go. Aston Villa visiting Nottingham Forest, visiting the Cave, visiting our friend Yeti over there. What do we got, John?
Well, Forest are good at home, and they're a good side to watch at home. Aston Villa under Emery, he's on a different gravy, isn't he? They're playing really well. I'm going to say Villa to win that game, and I was going to say 2-0 to Villa. And I hope it's not the case, but I think Emery's done a wonderful job there in a minute. And if you had him for a long time, give him a bit of time, I think he would have won you a title.
Yep. What do you got? What do you got, Connor?
I'm going to go the same with John. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Villa.
Peter, how dare you copy off somebody?
Such a good side, man.
They are. Isn't it annoying?
Now
we just get to hear about Emery forever. Aston Villa Forest now. What do you got?
Sorry, Yeti. Our man Steve Sauer too. Forest 2-1. I don't know, man. This is I'm going to say 3-0. I'm sorry. I think Aston Villa are very, very, very good. And they're, like I said before, they're kind of my dark horse. Them or Newcastle to take fourth, fifth, that position. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Good evening. I think Good Evening is going to have a great evening. I think it's going to be 4-1 Aston Villa. I think Forest can get one at home, but I think it's going to be 4-1. Yeah. No, this is definitely a possibility, Anthony.
I was going to say something because I've just seen something. I think Ben White's realised that the white hair's fucked him. He's actually dyed it back to brown or black.
Yes.
Hey! No one call him.
He's got rid of it.
You know what I call him?
Benny Blanco is back.
Ben, what's called Silver Fox? I'll call him Silver Fox.
Ever since he got that hair, John, he was
got to his brain, man.
Silver Fox.
That peroxide got to his brain. It was brutal.
Yep.
He was awful on Wednesday. So now he realizes it. Good on him. He's smarter than I thought he was. All right, Liverpool visiting Luton. This is going to be a shellacking. Go ahead, John.
Oh, God, it's going to be one winner there. I mean, Luton, I tell you what, I think they're going to fight to the very end. I really do think they're going to find a way of staying up this season because they got fighters in that team. They're not exciting to watch, but I tell you something, they've got a style of play and they're going to make it so difficult for yourselves. They're going to rough you up. They're going to hit those high balls in and they're going to hold the ball up as well. Liverpool, different gravy. I can't see anything other than Liverpool win. But you know what? If they get beat, that'd be amazing. But it's not going to happen.
Would be.
It's going to be 3-0. I'm going to say 3-0 Liverpool.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you got, Connor?
As much as I think that there will be one team that will go to that stadium in top six and will get beat, it probably would be Arsenal knowing our luck. But I don't think it's Liverpool. I'm going to go for a 6-0 Liverpool. Man,
6-0?
Wow.
They've got the firepower. They've looked at the amount of attacking options they've got. It's crazy. I know, unfortunately, Luis Diaz can't be there because of obviously the stuff that's going on with him, which is really sad, by the way. But they've got the firepower and they can do it. And I think they're going to smash them. I'm sorry, Luton.
All right. Gunnar ER agrees with you. Live VAR pool. 6-0.
Yeah.
It says Gunnar ER. Big up Gunnar ER, by the way. I see you in here all the time, my bro. Big up. Big up, my friend. All right, Dow, what do you got?
I got Shit, I'm gonna go 5-0. What the hell? I mean,
Poor Luton. Poor Luton.
it's just a matter of how many, right? I mean, Connor and John said it. It's just a matter of how many. If they only beat Luton 1-0, we're all going to be very disappointed. But yeah, it's got to be 4, 5, 6-0 somewhere in there, maybe.
Yeah, I'll go 4-0 Liverpool as well.
Switch it up. Someone's gonna get one right, I reckon.
Yeah, somebody will get one right out of this one, I think.
Yeah.
And then last and least, because if both of these clubs fell out of the league, I would be fine with it. Chelsea visiting the toilet bowl. It's a very nice looking toilet bowl, but it is a toilet bowl. John, what do you got for this one?
Well, Spurs, Chelsea, that could be the game of the week. Poch is going back home, White Hart Lane, with Chelsea. Ange is doing a fantastic. I love this Ange Postecoglou. I think he's a wonderful manager. Chelsea setting team, and he is fantastic.
Remember where you are, John. Remember where you are.
Yeah. I will be. I've got to be careful. Yeah, but I think this could go either way. But for me, I'm going to say just Tottenham because and I've got to be careful what I'm saying because I'm going by form in a minute, and I'm going to see it just Spurs to win by 2-1. Chelsea will score, but I think it'll be 2-1 to Tottenham just. Sorry.
All right, John, thanks for coming on the channel. We'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Connor, what do you got, man?
I do think I agree with John. I think it will be the game of the game week. I know we've got Newcastle Arsenal, but I do think this one for many reasons. Do you know what's kind of crazy? I can see this going both ways, especially with the way Chelsea play. If Chelsea played the way, I know it was at Stamford Bridge, if they played the way they played against us, I do think they can try and get something. However, it's Spurs, they're at home, you know the form they're in. But I do think it'll be close, and I agree with John, I'm going to go for a 2-1. I think it'll be a close game. But I could see it could be 2-1 Chelsea. I do think it could be a close game.
If it was 2-1 Chelsea, that would make my entire weekend. It's Monday, right? Is that the Monday?
Yeah, it's the Monday one. Yeah, so it makes a week very good.
Oh God!
No,
I will be tap dancing into every single Spurs stream I can if Chelsea wins.
Well, remember we got Stell clipped, by the way. You know that shit he said about Chelsea last night? Oh, that's an 81. Oh, we've got him clipped. We got him clipped. Don't worry.
Got receipts. Connor's got receipts.
Receipts. Yeah, no. Connor's getting violent with this. I'm not gonna lie. Dow, what do you got?
I agree with what Connor said, but the score. I think if Chelsea do come out and play like they played us, because we know they played us off the park the first 55, 60 minutes of that game, and we were struggling to come back, right? And I don't see, and Pochettino is not just going to, just sit back. I think he's going to push, like Connor said. I think he's absolutely going to push this Tottenham team like he pushed us. And, we may see a surprise. I'm going 2-1 Chelsea, down with the scum.
Okay.
Fair play. It could go.
I hope that happens, man. Big up Liverpool 12, man. I think this is the first time I've seen you in your big up Liverpool 12, man. He's an absolute legend. I see him over with Staffy and see him over with Staffy. See him over with Sarcasm City as well. Big up every single time.
Can I say one thing?
Big up to DJ Cream, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, C Cubed, you're talking about dust. You should really take a look at your trophy cabinet.
Oh, you got owned, CQ. What are you gonna do about that?
TJ's humor is fucking great because it's
what are
just
you gonna
like,
do?
It's so like
Dow comes running wild on you, Hollywood Hogan.
A big bin of.
You know what's so funny about TJ, right?
In that empty trophy case.
Little insight about TJ, right, and his humor. You'd think at times that he's actually being serious. Like today, behind the scenes, right? I was a bit late with the thumbnail because of work today, and and I was going at the Tottenham away boys on the group chat, and he sent a message saying, "Can you just stop playing pity patty with Tottenham away and do my thumbnail?" And you'd think he's being so serious, and I took the piss out of it. I tried to make it out like I was actually upset about it because TJ's humor is like so dead face. It's like that.
TJ's.
Oh yeah, no, but it's good humor. It's good humor.
Well, I confuse people with my energy and with my humor a little bit, but it's It's literally like, look, guys, I'm privileged enough, and I've worked hard, but I'm also privileged enough for YouTube. I'm sorry to be very, very low risk for me. And Dal's nodding his head because he knows. Like the stakes are so low for me here. I just come on here to have a good time. So whenever I can take the piss out of Connor, because I do pay Connor real American dollars to help do all of this. So whenever I can take the piss out of him, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna lie. But you do a good job, Connor. So I guess I'll keep you around. Okay, Chelsea. See, and this sucks because I have to go with Spurs again because it's just my head.
And you'll get clipped as well.
I know it sucks. It sucks, but I'm going 2-0 Spurs. I don't see where the goals come from Chelsea unless it's another freaking lucky Mikhailo Mudryk goal. But yeah, I'm going 2-0 Spurs, and it pains me every single time. 100K a week, Connor. No, I'm not that rich. Let's
freaking Eddie and Kenny.
Eventually, we'll get there. We'll get there. Eventually.
Right, we'll get there. That's why you guys got to keep smashing the likes up because if I can make this into a career, then it would be higher stakes for me. And then you'd see me sweating on here and going on the football terrace and waffling and doing what everybody else does. But yeah, big up, guys. That was the predictions section of the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and start taking it out since we have been going for an hour and a half. Let's go ahead and shout out our guests first. John, plug your stuff, my friend, and thank you again for coming on, man. Seriously.
Thank you so much for having us on, TJ, for the very first time. You've got a fantastic channel. And guys, you've been absolute legends to us as well. The chatters as well. I've got to say big thanks to the Arsenal fans and all of TJ's regular chats, awesome minds as well, like Alan, Stephanie, and also Daniil and Alex and other Newcastle fans as well. The ones being trolling in the bin you go. And my channel's John Sinclair TV. Do hit the like, subscribe. I've got 130 subscribers, new subscribers today. Do check out my match vlog as well. Game versus Man United. That is worth a watch. And I'll do a match review tomorrow after the Arsenal game. If I can get me enough people to come on my channel, which would be fantastic. And also I'll be doing the preview for the Dortmund game. There you go. There's my channel there.
Good guys,
and 2 more away from getting 6,600. So please
get them there right now, guys. 2 of you have not subscribed to him. Go over there right now and do it.
He's got an extra subscriber there, John.
Thank you very much indeed, guys. And you need to give us your channel as well. I need to subscribe to you guys as well. So if you can, that'd be amazing. And I've got my guy Foxy in the chat as well. We got the Foxy TV. Apart from criticizing Miggy, it's a good Newcastle channel. Foxy, you know I love you, and I do love Miggy. But,
all right.
There you go. That's the channel there, and do hit the subscribe button, so that'd be amazing. And we don't call people out neither.
100%, 100%. All right, big up John every single time, and thank you again for coming on. Connor, how you feeling? Let's start taking this thing out, man.
Yeah, another great episode, 35. We're getting there. We're getting to 50 real quick, man. It's getting there, definitely. Really good show. Yeah, John, thank you very much for coming on. Really appreciate it. You're a proper Geordie. I can tell you are. I can see from your channel.
I try to tour the accents, but
listen,
thank you.
You don't have to worry about that, mate. You're a legend in my eyes, and you seem like a really good guy as well. And also, Jacob earlier, he seems like a laugh. So it's really good talking to him as well. So thank you, Jacob. If you watch us on playback, thank you for coming on the channel as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday tomorrow. Just fingers crossed it doesn't ruin my weekend too much if we do lose. But yeah, we'll see what happens, and fingers crossed we can keep the unbeaten streak going in the league. But yeah, cheers TJ and Dow, and fingers crossed for a result this weekend, even though I said 2-2. But yeah, cheers again, John.
You too, Morgan.
All right. Dow, what you got? What you got for us, man? Take us out.
Great show today, TJ. Thanks for everyone joining us in the chat today. All the people that John brought over, all the real Geordies, not those fake phonies. And John, thank you so much for showing up on the show. Sorry you had to go through some of that trolling today. That is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. We do not play that crap here on TJ Warren TV or American Idiot Show, or for any of the shows in our community that is reached out to Newcastle fans, Spurs fans, Chelsea fans. We're all in this together for football. It doesn't matter what country you're from, what your accent sounds like. You support your team no matter what. So shout out to everyone in the chat, and shout out especially to our guests, John and Jacob today. He was actually one of the most sensible Spurs fans I've heard in a while. So that was hard for me to say, but anyway, come on, you Gunners. Great show today, TJ. Thanks for having me on again.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys.
I'd rather watch paint dry. Thank you. So yeah. So yeah, I'll pass.
All right. Big up, guys. And look, again, another great show. 35 episodes. If you had told me 35 weeks ago that I would have one of the best Friday night YouTube shows with regards to English Premier League football, I would have believed you, because I would have already done the first episode and we cooked it. So what am I supposed to say? So yeah, anyway, guys, TJ Warren TV, you guys can catch us tomorrow. Newcastle match reaction, obviously. Connor, I may have to have you run that one again, because I'm gonna I have a gig in Des Moines tomorrow.
Connor Warren TV. It's where it's at.
Des Moines, Iowa. Wow,
yeah,
TJ.
Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah, wow. I'm gonna go. I'm
on a tuna fish can. You can see Canada.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot to look at in Des Moines.
A lot of corn.
Yeah, a lot of cornfields. But yeah, I'll be doing some of that. I'll be doing some of that match reaction, I think, from the road, because I gotta head out of here probably around 2:00 my time. So anyway, we'll work that out, guys. But tune in tomorrow for the match reaction after the Newcastle Arsenal match. Big up everybody inside. I want to shout out AJ, DJ Crane, C Cubed, obviously, Steven. We had Jez in here earlier. Big up Jez every single time. Anthony Herbert, Cyborg Ninja, Hendon Gooner. I can go on and on and on and on and on. You guys have been here since day one. Thank you guys so much for being here every single time. You guys, let's see. I'm trying to think of the next. Now I'll plug our next shows after the match reaction. Big up John again. Thank you so much for coming on. Big up to my brother, Jacob Walraven over there at United Spurs of America. Stay tuned. You will be redirected to his show. You can hear him waffle about his team. He's a very, very positive, very, very articulate individual around his team. So go check him out. Smash a sub on there. But before you go, if you are watching on playback, make sure you are smashing a like and smashing a sub on TJ Warren TV. Big things to come. But until next time, come on, you Gunners. Please don't screw this up.
We're not tuned.